Zuzunatural here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do products that did not work out for me video. So these are very disappointing products. Some of these are from well-known brands, expensive brands, uh, and no one wants to waste their money, right? You just don't want to. You want to buy something, you want to like it, you want to love it, and you want to ooh and ah about it. But we all know that that does not always happen, right? So most of the time on this channel, I talk about the things that I love, right? I love it. I like it. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like, that's me. Like, when I love something, I've got to tell everybody. I'm just so excited. But I don't always love everything. And generally, I just don't mention them. But I'm going to mention them in this video because I have accumulated quite a bit of things, and I'm like, you know what, I've got to tell you guys about them. So I want to be constructive. I want to give constructive criticism. I just don't want to say, boo, I don't like it. I want to tell you why I don't like it. And this video is not to bash any brand or bash any product, because one size does not fit all. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean you don't like it. You won't like it. And just because I like it or love it doesn't mean you will. But I just want to let you know, because I have purchased quite a few things that haven't worked. And perhaps if you have oily combination, what's that? If you have oily combination skin like myself, you may want to listen to some of these because they might not work for you. They just might not. So let's get into the video. So the first thing we have is this. Yes, that's the 100% pure mattifying primer. I love 100% pure, guys. I do. And I have rarely purchased something from them that I did not like. I generally like to love everything I get from them. This, not so much. So I had high hopes for this because a lot of people with oily skin love it. It is their go-to primer. They think it is like the best thing since sliced cheese, sliced bread, all of that. They think it's fabulous. Well, it has wonderful ingredients like most or all 100% pure products have. It is a little pricey. I can't remember how much I paid, but I paid more than I have ever paid for a primer for it. But I had heard such wonderful things. I said, I got to go ahead and get it. This is going to be my primer right here. It's not my primer. So first of all, for me personally, it does mattify the area. So I'll put it, like, at first I put it everywhere and I was like, oh no, I don't like that. Kind of felt like thick and masky on my skin. I like my skin to feel like there's nothing on it. And I didn't have that feel. So then I started just putting it on my T-zone. And I felt like I could feel it underneath my makeup, number one. Number two, it kind of changed the texture and tone of my makeup. And I love my foundation. Like, I don't want it to change the texture and tone of it. And then also, I felt like it just didn't mattify it enough. So at first when you put it on, it's mattified. But then I'm oily in no time at all, so I'm like, I could just not have it on. I could not feel like I have a mask on. It could not mess up my makeup, and I can still be oily without using this. So I was like, I'm not gonna use this anymore. I used this maybe about 2 weeks, so I did give it a good try, but I just don't like it. So I am going to gift this to someone because it probably will work wonders for someone else, just not me. Too many people love it for it not to be an amazing product. It just didn't work for me. This right here. So I just got this. This is Tata Harper Illuminating Eye Cream. Oh my gosh. I've been wanting to try Tata Harper forever. But dropping those coins for her products, I'm like, oh no, I gotta know whether I like it. So I purchased this deluxe sample and it was very affordable, like 10 bucks. And let me tell you something, for an eye cream, this will last forever. So go ahead and get a deluxe sample if you can. But so I wanted the regular eye cream, but I couldn't find a sample in the regular eye cream. And so I decided to get the Illuminating. And this has like the diamond dust in it, diamond radiance. And so I really didn't realize when I was putting it on for the first time that it had all of that illumination happening to it. I just thinking I'm putting an eye cream on. So I get it and I want to use it immediately. So I use it at night. And I put it on, and this is not something that you use at night. This is part of like your makeup routine because it has the diamond radiance, so it illuminates under the eyes, so much so that you may not need a concealer if this works for you. So I put it on, I pumped it. This is the deluxe sample. It pumped a lot. I don't know if the regular eye cream pumps out so much, but it's way too much. And I find that that's a common theme with eye creams. They just give you so much. You're like, I only have 2 eyes. Oh, I mean, this is too much. But so I pumped it out, and it was a lot. And I was just like, oh, okay. And you know, I didn't have to use it all, but I did. And so I put it all under, patted it in, kind of came up a little bit there. And it's really rich. It's really creamy. It's really luxurious. Like, it is. Tata Harper is luxurious. And I knew in the back of my mind that it might be a problem because I have oily combination skin. And I was like, this is really rich and creamy. This could be a problem for my skin. So I shouldn't have been using it at night, but I did because I had put it on. And so when I woke up in the morning, I had a bump right here. And that's what happens when the eye cream is too rich and creamy for me. I get bumps right along there. So I had one bump and I was like, oh boy. But I was like, you know, it was nighttime. I'm going to give it another shot in the daytime. I'm going to put it in with my regular face care and makeup routine for the day. So the next morning, and this is very recently, I just got this week. I put it on, pat it in. This time I used half of pump and put that other in there. And I'm like, because that was too much. And that's probably why I got that bump. So I put it on, patted it in. It felt so good. It's so moisturizing. It's so creamy. It's illuminating. My eyes were awake and vibrant. I didn't need concealer. I put my makeup on. Didn't change the texture or tone of my makeup. It was wonderful. Guess what? By the evening, another bump, boom, right there, opposite side. So now I'm like rocking with 2 bumps and I'm like, yeah, can't use it. So I'm not going for a 3rd bump. I'm going to give this to my mom. She has dry, mature skin and I think it will work wonders for her. But this did not work for me. Yes. This right here. This is, can you see it? I don't know. There you go. This is folium medica healing. And this is a oil. It's a healing oil for acne prone and problematic skin. I got this in one of my green beauty boxes and I'm not sure whether it was my Good Being or my Pettivore because I was receiving those at the same time. So I got it and I was so very excited. The ingredients in this bad boy is wonderful. It smells really medicinal, so it smells really herby. So it's something that I would put on at night, and I don't put oils on my face in the morning anyway. So I put it on and I was really excited because it has lots of essential oils in there that are wonderful for like problematic skin. So if you tend to have breakouts, and I do, especially around that time of the month. So I was like, oh, I'm going to use it then. Well, this is once again too rich and too oily for my skin. So it gave me whiteheads, particularly on my forehead. So the first night I put it on in the morning, I woke up with a few whiteheads. And I'm not really a big whitehead person. Like I don't generally pop up with whiteheads. I'll get a bump or a pimple, but not usually whiteheads. And so I got whiteheads in the morning and I thought, I don't usually get that. So I'm pretty sure it's this. But then I was like, I'm going to just chill. I'm not going to use it again. And then I went back like a week later after they were gone. Same thing happened again. And then I actually had the nerve to go for like a 3rd shot, like as if I didn't already know. But it was just so wonderful, the ingredients, that I just wanted to give it a chance. And so this did not work either. Very disappointed because I had high hopes for this. I thought we were going to be BFFs. I did. So I'll probably give this to someone that just has drier skin than myself because it has wonderful, wonderful ingredients. Another product, that's Be Natural Organics. And this is the Niacin Complex Balancing Mist for skin 25 and up. And so you guys know I love Be Natural Organics. I use their bioactive cleansing cleanser and I love it. It's one of my favorites. So I have 2 favorites, that and the Haven Spot Oily Skin Cleanser. I use both of them in the evening back to back. And so I was putting in an order and they had a sale going on, and I think this was around November, for the holidays in November. And so I just was like, I'm gonna get this too. I'm gonna throw that in there. And I think it was like 30% off. So I was like, I'm gonna get that. And it sounded promising. The #1 ingredient was aloe vera juice. My skin loves aloe vera juice. I'm like, bet, we're good. That's going to be wonderful. I already love their products. It wasn't wonderful. Once again, it's probably just too rich for me. So it is a liquid and it's a spray, but it is very moisturizing. It's a thick spray, if that makes sense. So it has all sorts of, let me see, it had alpha lipoic acid and tighten, nourish, and tone. And it's supposed to just balance the skin, which I thought would be nice to balance out my oily skin. Well, this also gave me bumps, kind of white, reminiscent of whiteheads as well. And just like that other product, I tried it like 3 times and it was definitely this, and it just didn't agree with my skin. So I am going to gift this to someone as well that has drier skin than myself. Lip gloss, lip gloss. Okay, so these are from Hint Beauty, and I love Hint Beauty. I love their concealer. I use their concealer, have been using their concealer for quite some time now, and I adore it. I have not found a concealer as wonderful as that one. So I just want to say that first. But I got these lip glosses, and this is the Libre lip gloss, and I got it in Brazilian Cocoa and Satin Nude. So the color, I have no problem with the colors, but I don't like the texture on my lips. I find them to be wet. Like, if that makes sense, they're wet. Put it on so I can like give you how it feels like as I do it. It's kind of wet and slick. Doesn't feel very moisturizing. Doesn't really moisturize your lips at all, which it's a lip gloss. I understand it's not a lip balm, so it's not really supposed to moisturize them, but I just don't like the way it feels. Not only do I not like the way it feels, it doesn't last. So I'll put it on, and I'm talking about immediately it's gone. Like within minutes, I don't have lip gloss on anymore, and my lips are all parched and dry, and I just don't like it. And the Brazilian Cocoa, I like the color. I do. Look, the color is gorgeous. It's just a nice, nice color. And I like this color too, especially like if you pair them, this one on top, super pretty. But I don't like them. They feel wet, slippery. I don't like them. Sorry. Next up we have Alima Pure. I know you guys are like, stop tearing down all my favorite brands. I know. I don't want to. I'm just telling you guys. These just didn't work for me. So Alima Pure is one of the first brands that I tried to get a foundation for myself because I was using some Green Beauty, but as I was transitioning, the foundation was the biggest problem for me. I just could not find a match, and I have another Green Beauty item I'll tell you about that was disappointing that was a foundation as well. So Alima Pure, I got samples, which is good. You know, they have samples of everything. And so I got some of the satin finishing powder samples. I got some concealer samples, and I got some satin matte foundation samples. And I have a lot more somewhere. Like, I got a bunch of samples. Like, every dark color they had, I got it because I just wanted to make sure I got something that was going to work or maybe be able to mix something. Also, I got some eyeshadows from them, and I purchased a lot of eyeshadows, and I got them in full size. And this is Camel and Brown Sugar. These two actually are okay. They're okay, but I got some others, and I think I gave them away. I don't know where they are, but I just did a huge order with Alima Pure when I did it, and this was years ago. So maybe they have changed formulations. Maybe they have better colors. This was over 3, 4, maybe even 5 years ago. The colors were just awful. They were dusty. They made me look ashy. I felt like they were not brown colors that anybody that's actually brown was. Like, it wasn't like a brown skin tone. It was more like mud. It was just awful. So they didn't work out at all. And so I haven't purchased from Alima Pure since then, just because so much of what I purchased was awful, and the eyeshadows were not pigmented enough to show on my skin at all. It was just like a lot of them would just look dusty, so they would make my eyelids look dusty no matter what color it was. It was just like this dust. So yeah, no luck with Alima Pure. So the next one is another foundation, and this is from Vapor Organics. So Vapor Organics, I was so excited because it was the first organic foundation that I found, and I was like, oh, I gotta try it. So I actually did end up buying a full size of this, and I think I gave it to my mom or someone. So I got samples first, and I got samples in 150 and I think 140, like whatever the medium brown tones were, I got samples. And from the sample, I thought I could make this work. I could. No, I couldn't. So I ended up buying the full size one, and whichever that I decided on, and I can't even remember which, because I think they have the soft focus and another. I don't even remember what I decided on and what color, because this was once again 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. So I got the full size and I just couldn't make it work. It had this undertone to it. So it was a medium brown, like a caramel, it was, but it had this undertone to it that was just so wrong. It was so dead and ashy, and it was just wrong. Like, it wasn't yellow, it wasn't red, it was just like, I don't know what it is. And so it just didn't work out well. Vapor Organics is just not one of my favorite brands, period. I've tried other things from them. They do have a lipstick, one of those slim lipsticks that I like, and I think it's Ravish, but that's about it. Anything else I've tried for them, I'm just not in love with
Juice
them.
Beauty.
I'm not. And this is just a sample. This is Juice Beauty Stem Cellular Booster Serum. I've purchased a lot of products from Juice Beauty. I don't see the hype. People love them. They love them. I don't think that the performance that I've seen on my face and my skin equals the price. So this was just a sample, but it's a deluxe sample, so it's enough to be able to ooh and ah if you like it. Nothing, I didn't notice anything different to my routine. My face still looked the same, felt the same as it always did with or without it. So, and this puppy's expensive. It's like $60, $70 for this serum, so no. I've also purchased the under eye. Now I do like the applicator because it kind of has like this kind of circular applicator that presses right up against the eye, and you can put it in and it pumps it right on the eye. I think that thing is like $70. Anyway, I purchased a full size because I was just like falling for the hype when I first switched over to Green Beauty, like, oh, Juice Beauty, Juice Beauty. But I bought that and I used the whole thing because I paid a lot for it, but no. And I also have tried, I tried the, I think it's a moisturizer with SPF 30, and it left me all white and ashy and looked like a ghost. So I'm just not in love with Juice Beauty. I'm not. I don't see the hype. I think they're okay. I mean, I don't like think they're awful, but it's okay. That's it. It's just okay. But I know a lot of people love them, and so to each his own, right? To each his own. So another product that I purchased, and this was, I was going through my finding the perfect sunscreen with SPF, and this was last summer. Matter of fact, I did a video on all the sunscreens that I purchased, like 6 of them. Wasted my money on like 6 sunscreens. But anyway, the good news is I got samples on these, so I didn't waste a lot of money. And this is Eminence Organics. This was one of the first Green Beauty brands that I tried, and I really used to love them, but not so much anymore. I used to live in Maui, and I used to go to the Grand Wailea Spa. And at the Grand Wailea Spa, at the time, they were using Eminence Organics. This was the products that they used, and so I just fell in love then and would try also. And they would give you little samples to take home if you wanted because they sold it there. And I used a lot of things from them that I really liked. So I thought, let me try the Persimmon and Cantaloupe Day Cream with SPF 32. Can you see that? I thought, I'll try that. That'll be nice. And it's an ultra light moisturizer for oily to normal skin types. Well, that's what I need, because a lot of times the sunscreens or the products with the SPF are really thick, right? Even the one that I actually do like, the Naturals Beauty Balm with SPF, it's thick. I really would like it to be just kind of a gel texture or just a really light moisturizer. So that's what this is. So I cracked this baby open, and I think I bought 5 samples. I got like 5 samples from a vendor on like Amazon. And cracked this baby open. The texture is beautiful. It's really, really light, like they said, and it kind of just glides onto the skin. Ooh, wonderful. Let me tell you, about an hour later, I had clusters of little bumps all on my cheeks, And I know when something causes breakouts because I don't introduce a lot of new things at one time. I try to introduce one new thing. So if everything else I know works, it's this. Okay, but I'm going to give it another try. I'm going to give it another shot. So I give it another shot the second or third day. Once again, little clustery, angry bumps. Not pimples, just angry bumps. My face was like, no, get it off. And particularly on the cheeks, which is where I'll suffer the most if my skin doesn't like something. And so I tried it quite a few times, and it was just a no. And I hope to give these to somebody who it will work for. So I do hold on to them. I keep them. But Eminence Organics, Persimmon Cantaloupe Day Cream SPF 32. No, no, no. And I'm glad I didn't get a big jar, because the big jar is like $60, I think, for the big jar. And I wouldn't have been happy, because I would have used it like one time. Wouldn't have been happy. Okay, so I just have one more thing, and that's these. These are the Physician Formula mascaras. So I was very hopeful. First of all, look how cute they are. They're adorable. Those are so cute. So I was hopeful in regards to these, because they're drugstore finds, right? So they're affordable. They're much cheaper than any green beauty mascara that I've found. And this is their organic line. So it's organic wear. And I think this is in the darkest color they have. I actually really love the brush on this baby. Look at that brush. It's a really nice brush. But the formula just does nothing for me. So I have kind of, I have curly lashes, and they just clump. They do. Most mascaras clump on them, and this was no different. It clumped really bad, and I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. Like, I don't have any awful things to say, and I can see that for someone who's on a budget and not trying to spend $20 and $30 on a mascara, it's affordable. You can get these on sale for like $5, $6, $7 a lot of the time. So I wish I liked it, because I would love to spend $5, $6, or $7 on my mascara. I would, but that's just not happening in the green beauty world. It's just not. Yeah, I didn't like these. So those are my disappointing products that I've purchased. Most of those I've purchased over the last few years. Like a lot, I've purchased a lot more that's disappointing, but I've thrown it away or misplaced it. I don't know where it is. If I run across it, maybe I'll do another video like this, because I have purchased quite a bit of things that have just been so disappointing, that I've spent so much money on. And I really feel like I should tell you guys, just because you ought to know. That's why we do these videos, to tell people our review of a product, and so you can see this before you go out and spend a lot of money on something that may not work for you. And like I said before, just because it didn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for you. And a lot of these products, I actually love the brands. So it was just that particular item that didn't work for me. The brand I still love 100% Pure, still love Be Natural Organics. Like, I love those brands, but those particular products didn't work out so well. So have you purchased any products that did not work for you? Tell me about them. Drop them in the comments. Let us know. And that's it. Zuzunatural. Peace out.